Sir, how are you feeling?
Well, gonna see what happens.
Can we ask you a few questions?
All right.
Just your comment after the guilty.
The trial itself took about 3.5 days. The jury deliberated for close to 8 hours, right? They started deliberations Thursday afternoon after lunch. And we're so appreciative of the time and effort and diligence they took to really go through the evidence and consider all of the testimony they heard. But it was a difficult case, and we acknowledge that. And we pressed forward because we believed that the truth needed to be heard. And regardless of the outcome, whether it was guilty or not guilty, the truth prevailed. The victim was able to say her story, and she wasn't silenced in any way. So we are elated and thankful for a guilty verdict on all counts, and we will continue to prosecute sexual assault cases regardless of how difficult they are. Regardless if they're reported late or they're reported immediately, but all victims deserve justice in some way or another. And this won't stop us. In fact, it's going to continue to propel us forward and seek justice.
What were some of the challenges of this case?
It's a delayed reporting sexual assault case. Those challenges are there's usually little to no witnesses other than the victim. Usually the sexual assault nurse examination cannot be done because of how much time has elapsed since the incident. And it's usually the victim's testimony itself and how much credibility the jury gives to that.
So is that something you would advise future victims to report right away?
I advise them to report when they're ready. Not right away. Everyone isn't ready to report it right away, but report it when you're ready and when you feel comfortable and strong enough, because the criminal justice system is a difficult road to go on. This case is over a year old, and the victim was in this limbo state for a year. And she continued to meet with us. She was diligent, and no matter how painful it was to go through these trial preparation meetings, she did it. And we're so thankful for that. And she testified for 6 hours total on the stand. That says a lot. No matter how painful and gut-wrenching and agonizing it was, she did it. And not all victims can do that, but we do encourage all victims to come forward with their truth when they're ready.
And can you tell us what happens next, what you're looking for in sentencing? What is the just sentencing?
We haven't thought about that yet. We were so consumed with today's trial and just focusing on that. And now that we're getting to the sentencing part, we're going to examine the pre-sentence investigation report, see what comes out there, but we will seek somewhere close to the maximum sentence for sexual assault in the first degree, which is the highest tier of the sex offenses in the CNMI.
Can you talk about the remand of the defendant to the Department of Corrections?
The defendant is not a permanent resident here. He came here on a 1-year contract with the judiciary, but he's no longer employed. So he's unemployed. He doesn't have a permanent residence. He has no family members or other close ties to the community. And he turned over an expired passport to us. And because he's been convicted of a serious violent offense, he should be remanded immediately until sentencing.
And what did the judge say?
Yes, he will be remanded. He will be remanded tomorrow morning.
And the sentencing date is?
Sentencing will be sometime in January 2025.
All right, is this your biggest case so far?
Yes.
And so how does it feel to go through something like this and with the support of your team?
I mean, it was entirely a team effort. I mean, Chief Prosecutor Chester Hines was with me along the way, but we also had our victim advocate Selena Romalo-Rout, who was with us, and everyone at our office. When we have a sexual assault, or when we have just a criminal trial in general, we all chip in, we all share whatever advice, knowledge, experience we have to get the verdict that we want.
I just echo everything that Franny Demapan said. And I think the significance of this case is no means no. And it's been a long time since this community has backed that. No means no, consent matters.
Any comments, sir?
No comment? Thank you, no comment.
What's next for you, sir?
No comment. Thank you.
That's all?